This podcast mentions alcohol and has adult content. Not suitable for children or the faint at heart. For entertainment purposes only. This is the Tales of a Small Town Bartender podcast. You have been warned.
Hey guys, this is Tony.
This is Sean. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Been a busy week. Work has been kind of stressful, but I think it has a lot to do with the holidays. You know, you have so many when you work like a normal job, not. And I used to be in like a service industry job like you are. You don't get days off. You're working Christmas. You're working New Year's. You're working all the times when people are off because that's when they're available to be at your business. So people like bartenders and people like massage therapists and haircuts and stuff like that. They really don't get a lot of days off. A lot of places don't close. But when the other side of the industry, I guess, is when you get a 4-day weekend here and a 4-day weekend here and a 3-day weekend here, and then you come back with your first full week, it's like you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Work's all behind, everything's all behind, and you got to catch up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I've been in ketchup land, and not the tomato-based sauce that we all love for hamburgers, but ketchup land as I'm catching up stuff. So anyway,
that stinks.
So I found a couple of great news stories. One of them is a fad going on in China where KFC in China is selling New Orleans styled wings, is what they call them. They're glazed with a wing sauce, and it's called KFC China Legendary Invention to commemorate the recipe. It's been there for 20 years.
Wait. So it's a China recipe, but it's from Louisiana.
It's a New Orleans. It's a New Orleans flavored New Orleans wing. Yeah, New Orleans style wing. So they sold 480 million pieces of it. They sell 480 million pieces of it annually in China. It's like $100 million industry for the New Orleans style wings and New Orleans style burgers. And that's KFC? Just KFC. Yeah.
KFC Sam's has Club. Burgers there?
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Sam's Club outlets in China sell bags of frozen New Orleans style wings, including those made by Tyson. So yeah, and even Sam's Club outlets in China sell bags of frozen New Orleans style wings, and they're made by Tyson, which is.
I've never heard of these wings before.
Yeah, I know, that's right. And guess who hasn't? Guess who else hasn't heard of these wings before?
You?
New Orleans. New Orleans. Really? Never heard of these wings. There is no such thing as New Orleans style wings.
So wait, what are they? Has anybody researched what flavor they are, or what what are they?
Cajun. They slap some Cajun style spices on them, and they call them New Orleans style wings. And of course, things from other countries like General Tao's chicken here, right? In every Chinese restaurant in America, but you can't find it over in China. It's just an American thing.
Okay.
Ready to have your mind blown about a bunch of other geographically incorrectly named foods?
Sure.
Hawaiian pizza was created in Canada.
I can see that.
Yeah, me too. Goddamn Hawaiian fucking pizza. Hawaiian fucking pizza. Philadelphia cream cheese is from New York.
I can see that too.
Sweden says its well-known national dish, Swedish meatballs, is actually from the country of Turkey.
Turkey, yeah. Didn't see that.
French fries. No. French fries The origins of French fries are debatable, but many say, a lot of people say, majority of people say they're from Belgium.
Okay. Didn't know
And
that.
General Tao's, how do you pronounce General Tao?
Chow. I don't know.
General Tao's,
Chow.
whatever. General Tao's chicken has roots in a dish invented by a Chinese chef, but it was in the 1970s and became invented in New York by basically a New York-based Chinese chef in the 1970s and became popular across the U.S. So
So he
yeah,
wasn't a general?
maybe he was a general chef, not like an
Yeah,
auxiliary
right.
chef, but like colonel chef got promoted to general
See,
chef.
I was thinking like, army general or something like that. Like
Yeah,
my whole life I
like,
thought that. No.
like he was a colonel chef, and then made his move to the United States and made his dream come true. He became a citizen and got promoted to general.
That's
General
funny.
Tao Chef. There we go. We got a story now. Let's put it on Hallmark Channel. Let's do it. All
Okay.
right. So anyway, New Jersey did something big
What?
recently. Governor Phil Murphy signed a bill Tuesday that lifted food and event restrictions on breweries and allowed towns to reclaim some inactive liquor licenses.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so the governor had a goal initially to wipe out liquor license limits altogether, but he was unable to do that. So instead, what he did was allowed towns, if first of all, in New Jersey, you have to have a population of over 3,000 in order to be able to issue a liquor license. So if you're in a town with a population of 3,000 or less, you're screwed. Go somewhere else to drink in public.
Hmm.
But this new law leaves the state liquor license limit, one license per 3,000 residents in a given municipality, unchanged, though it would allow towns to reclaim unused liquor licenses and licenses not linked to an establishment. So towns can reclaim these liquor licenses that have been inactive for up to 3 years. So they're going to get about 1,300 inactive licenses back, about 15% of the licenses that are issued, and allow them
Wow.
to reissue it. So that's pretty cool.
You think they're going to get that many people that will want to get a liquor license there? I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, and it's a lot, and well, it'll allow people to open this new establishments and maybe get
Yeah.
some businesses driving, right? So I guess
Yeah.
there could be some positive economic impact. Um, but they also eliminated a law with annual limits on events held by craft alcohol manufacturers that partner with restaurants and food trucks. 25 on-premises events per year was all they could do,
Yes.
but now that's no longer a thing.
Oh,
So
really?
now, yeah. So it sounds like a really it's a, what a random number. It's just like, how many on-premises events should we have? Oh, just make it 25. Doesn't that seem just like
It's weird. The
random? Like,
liquor licenses are very intricate. Like the
are
off-premise
they?
things. Yeah, there's so many rules. It's like ridiculous.
Tell me
You
more.
you
I'm
can get
intrigued.
you can get off premises, but you can only do like so many, like you were saying, per year.
Hmm.
So I don't know how many we can do. I think it's only like five.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, we don't ever do it off premise anyway, so it's not a big deal. But like
Yeah.
if I wanted to do a paint class somewhere and they wanted me to bring wine, I could use my boss's liquor license because I work there. So I
But
could
you could do
I
that 5 times a year and that's
that's it.
it.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I
And you have to fill
suppose if
out
they
a lot of paperwork to do it.
okay. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's the Northeast, so I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
So and it involves the government, so strike two.
Yeah.
So 5 times, and I suppose if you get caught doing it 6 times, you're going to pay an exorbitant fine or some type
You
of fine.
probably lose your liquor license. That's how they are.
Oh,
They're very strict with it.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So, so that's dumb.
Hmm.
But I could, I could see how that could be, why that would be enforced, because, I mean, God forbid people drank alcohol when they weren't supposed to somewhere. Like, come on, man.
Like a paint glass. Come on. No, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Paint classes burning down the town since
Yeah.
1963. Like, come on. Jesus Christ. We need a little context in with this shit, please. Anyway, so what other dumb New York laws have we recently become aware of?
I've become aware of 15 of them.
Oh, yeah? Did you happen to
Yeah,
stumble across the list?
I did.
Oh my goodness, what are the odds?
I know, right? It was one of those clickbait things that was scrolling through, and all the way down the bottom, it had that little headline, and I said, "Oh, I got to see this."
Did you get baited
I
into the
did.
clickbait?
I did.
You're a victim. You
I
could be
am.
entitled to compensation. Click here to see how you could be entitled to compensation. All
Well, these are
right, what do you
all
got? Number.
these are all New York State laws, by the way.
All right, are these in any specific order of stupidity?
Oh, they're all dumb. One of them
Are
can't
they all
even be
bad?
in effect anymore. You'll know which one that is when I get to it. But the first one is probably the
Okay.
stupidest one. The first
Mhm.
one's probably the stupidest. You can be fined $25 for flirting.
For what?
For flirting,
Who's the judge of flirting?
right? I
What if
told my
I'm like,
husband, "Can you imagine? Oh my God, I'm a bartender." Duh.
oh,
No.
25, sir. Sir, that's $25. Ma'am, $25. You need to just
Uh,
start randomly enforcing this as a means of supplemental income in your bar.
yeah, right.
You could just put the sign up, and then when people start being stupid, just point at it and be like, $25. For real. That's what the sign says. You read that, right?
I do have a
What,
sign.
what,
I do have a sign
do
up
you?
with prices. It's for phone calls. If the wife calls,
Yeah.
we say you're not here. It's $1. If you haven't been here today, it's $2. If I haven't seen you all week, it's $3. If I haven't seen you in a month, it's $4. And if I don't know who you are, it's $5.
I would just prepay that with $50. Here's $50. Just pretend I'm in the witness protection program.
Yeah, right. Who?
There we
What? I don't know who that is.
go. But all right, so who's the judge of flirting? Because I know some people are really bad at flirting.
Yeah, they
But
are.
what if you think you're being flirted with, but you're not?
That's
But
true.
that's not the intention.
That's true.
So yeah, it raises some really interesting questions, I think. Anyway, we could talk about this all night, and I'd better let
Yeah,
you
they're
continue
all
with the
dumb.
list of
So
14 more.
they're all dumb.
All right, go on.
Did you
Go
know
on. 14.
did you know it's illegal to wear slippers after 10 p.m.?
Where? At Walmart?
I don't
There's
know where. It just says it's
another
illegal to wear
opportunity.
slippers after 10 p.m. When do you wear slippers? I mean,
Yeah,
come
at
on.
night around your house.
I wouldn't
It's got to be
wear
in
them.
public, doesn't it?
It's got to be in public, right? It doesn't state that. This next one is funny as hell.
Hold on. There's another way to supplement your income. Carry a sign with the law on it and stand
And go to
outside
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Yep, and stand there. $25. I don't know what this fee. We'll just charge 25. All right. What's the next one?
So, a person isn't allowed to walk around on a Sunday with an ice cream cone in their pocket. So, who puts
What
ice cream cones in their pocket, first of all?
what had to happen other than putting an ice cream cone in your pocket for somebody not only to do that in the first place, but then to be like, we need to make a law to stop that.
Right?
what had to happen to not only number one for someone to be like, you know where this ice cream cone needs to go? In my pocket.
Right.
And then some legislators saw that and was like, you know what?
Not on
That did
Sunday.
more. Yeah. That did more than just ruin your clothes. That shook the foundation of this society to a point where we need to legislate that out. What was that movie? Pool. That spells pool, and that rhymes with fool, and that's trouble, or whatever the fuck that was. But this
Okay.
this reeks of that 1950 over politicization. What is that a word? Over legislation of stuff. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. So you are
Oh,
not allowed to divorce for irreconcilable differences unless both parties agree to it. Now,
all right.
does that make sense? Does that sentence make sense?
It does not.
I didn't think so either.
No, that's yeah. Yeah, that's no, that's just dumb. Okay, that
This next
qualifies.
one, I was cracking up because I'll tell you a little story after I read it.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to talk to someone on an elevator, and you must look straight ahead with arms crossed. So we were on an elevator one time, full. It was a full elevator. My husband, he's not shy at all, turns around and faces everybody and says, "Hi, everyone. I bet you're wondering why I gathered you here today."
Wonderful. My family used to when we would go to visit like a local water park, indoor water park in the wintertime, we would go up in the elevator like it's a 10-story building or whatever, and we'd get in the elevator and everybody would face a corner and just bury their face in the corner. It didn't matter if the elevator stopped and people got on or people got off. The whole family, one in a corner.
Yeah,
Imagine being on an elevator and they had four people in the corners.
yeah, that would be kind of weird.
Yeah, we used to
My
roll like
husband
that.
would my husband would probably ask you why you're doing that.
It sounds like you would just fit right in with us.
Yeah, you know what? He might have tried to do it too, just because you guys were. No.
That would be beautiful. You would get a high five. What's next?
It's illegal for women to wear body hugging clothing. I guess they haven't
All
made that
right,
in the gyms in New York.
veto.
Veto.
Next, veto. Next.
It's against the law to throw a ball at someone's head for fun. Dodgeball.
Why else would you do it?
That's dodgeball, right? I mean, we used to do
Why
it all
else
the
would
time in
you?
gym class.
I'm not going to throw a ball at somebody's head for any other reason other than to have a good laugh.
Well, that's true. I mean, why else would you throw the ball? I don't know.
Right. I
So
did not out of anger.
this one I didn't know. You must purchase a license before hanging clothes on a clothesline.
So they even license outdoor clothes drying?
I guess so. Maybe that's in the
That's,
city. I don't know.
oh, that could be. That's actually a pretty valid point.
It
Is it
might be.
dumb? Yeah, yeah, it's kind of dumb.
I
But
mean,
I can
I
kind
can't
of see it.
see rural areas. I can't see them, you know, doing that.
Definitely
But
not.
maybe
Like
maybe
anybody
in
in
the
a,
city.
let's say, like anybody in Newburgh, New York would give a flying fuck with buying a
Right.
license to hang your clothes outside. Nobody would. No.
So it's
What's next?
also illegal to sell dog or cat hair. I never thought about selling dog or cat hair, but it's illegal to do it in New York State.
So once again, this is like ice cream in a pocket shit.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
had to happen? Where you know what? This is you gave me fake animal hair, fake
Yeah.
dog and cat hair. This must be legislated. Pass the law.
Uh,
Pass it. Let's get on it.
this next one cannot
Wow.
possibly be in effect anymore. Not after COVID. It's illegal
Okay.
for people to stand in public with two or more other people with their faces covered by masks or disguising their identity. So,
Oh yeah, that was the thing
COVID
back in
kind of
the
killed that one.
70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did. I remember that being a thing back in the 70s and 80s when there was especially in New York City when there was a huge robbery craze going on. Like Sam Goody and
Ooh,
there
damn
was
goody.
the big electronics store chain, Crazy Eddie.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they were all getting robbed quite a bit, and they passed a law that was to address that. Not that it did. I mean, yeah, criminals don't follow laws. Shocking, right? But yeah. But
Okay,
that's what that was. I remember that.
yeah. So this one you'll find interesting. Men outside their homes must wear matching jacket and pants.
I mean, you can't legislate good fashion sense, can you?
Right? I know. I'm like, what are they talking about? They must wear matching jacket and pants. Come on. That
How
can't be a
far are we going to
law.
go with this?
I don't think that
Your
not one
under
of these is enforceable.
your underwear must match your tie. Uh, pardon me, sir. We've had complaints. We're going to need to see, make like the TSA and drop trial. Need to see it.
It's also
What else you
illegal to take a selfie with a tiger.
got? Okay.
I don't know how often
Okay.
that you get the chance to do that in New York.
Florida, yeah. But
Yeah,
man,
not so
where?
much in New York.
The Bronx Zoo, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if you'd be able to take a selfie with it. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, weird.
So this next one I can see. It's illegal to release 25 or more helium balloons at one time.
Oh God, yeah.
I can
Have
see that.
you? Oh my gosh, have you seen the video? I think it was out of Ohio from the mid '70s. I think it was. It was supposed to be a Guinness attempt at a simultaneous release of helium balloons and some. I mean, in a very WKRP like moment, some radio station promotion pushed it. I mean, it was such a '70s radio promotion stunt. They even had
Yeah.
a midget
No.
guy, oh yeah, counting it down with another guy to release the balloons. There was just a video on Instagram that I saw that recounted that event, but it had power lines. It flooded
Oh,
the aviation. Airports were shut down.
I bet.
The waterways were shut down. Uh, Animals died. It was
I'm sure.
insane. But they had that video out, so yeah, I could totally see that. Oh
Yeah,
my
totally.
gosh, that one video is enough for all of that, man. I'm gonna try to find that while we're gonna continue talking.
Well, this next
Um,
one, I want you to do something. I want you to do this.
what?
I want you to put your thumb on your nose, and then I
Yeah.
want you to
Okay.
wiggle your fingers up in the air.
Yeah.
That's illegal in New York State.
Okay. Good thing I'm not there.
People cannot greet each other with their thumb up against their nose while wiggling their fingers.
Hey, eat it, Willard. Willard
Uh,
Fillmore.
there's, and there's only one more.
All
You
right.
may not smoke within 100 feet of the entrance to a building. So we are breaking
Was
the
that from
law.
last year? How is that
I
dumb?
don't
That's not
know.
dumb.
Well, I guess it's not dumb, but 100
Yeah.
feet is closer than our smoking area at the bar. They go out the door, and it's like 5 feet away. That's the smoking area, 5 feet from the door. So we're
And
breaking the
now
law.
for a yeah, what the hell? I know on military bases it's 50 feet.
50,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I don't think necessarily that's a terrible one. Oh man.
Uh-oh. What?
Yeah. No, I found it. 1986 charity organization United Way of Cleveland thought they had the perfect idea to generate a little publicity and create a beautiful spectacle in the process. They attempt to set a new world record for simultaneously releasing balloons With a huge crowd of volunteers working frantically for days, 1.5 million helium balloons were filled and
Yeah.
placed under an enormous tent. On September 27th, 1986.
They were really
Uh,
dumb back then.
yeah. At 1:50 p.m., 1.5 million balloons were let go. They rose up through Cleveland Square, public square, surrounding the terminal tower, thinking they would all stay in the air until fully deflating and return to Earth. Regrettably, that's not what ended up happening. After being let go, the floating spheres of colorful helium-filled latex collided with a front of cool air and rain, causing them to fall back down towards the ground, still inflated. More than 1 million balloons dropped back down to Earth, littering the land and clogging the waterways all over Northeast Ohio. Not only that, many of the balloons consequently washed ashore in the following several days after. Balloons landed on a pasture in Medina County, Ohio, which scared horses. It led to horse injuries. The horse farm sued the United Way for $100,000 for damages,
Wow.
and it was settled under undisclosed terms. And the worst consequences to come from the disaster, though, was when the balloons inadvertently impeded a search and rescue attempt of two vanished fishermen.
Oh,
They
no.
were reported missing the day the event had taken place. Their 16-foot boat was located anchored west of the park break wall, and they were not able to find them since there were so many balloons scattered around. They couldn't distinguish between a balloon or a person. The bodies of both men subsequently washed ashore days later. The wife of one of the men
Wow.
sued the United Way, and that was settled under undisclosed terms. Oh my gosh, there's pictures and
Boy,
everything. It's
bad
ridiculous.
timing for that.
Yeah, very bad timing. Somebody wasn't paying attention. The law of unintentional consequences.
Wow.
People are commenting in it that me and my sister were there, and I didn't realize there were those consequences until I read this article. Interesting. Oh, anyway.
I
So
don't
I had a
think back in the
coworker. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think back in the 80s anybody ever thought about consequences. You know?
Very true. We did not have, God, that's such a great point. We did not have our cell phones with us. We didn't have access to 24-hour news at our fingertips.
Yeah.
So there was complications that people nowadays can't comprehend. They
Yeah.
don't know what that's like, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's a very, very good point. Very good point. So how would they know unless they read the newspaper, if it was in the newspaper?
Yep.
So I had a coworker recently take a flight from overseas, trying to come back from Tokyo, coming back to the United States. And I started getting messages from him in my Teams application, and he was saying, he said, had to turn around and go back to Tokyo
Oh.
because a guy bit one of the flight attendants, and he was screaming, and everybody in the plane was screaming, and he got dogpiled by a bunch of 90-pound Japanese flight attendants.
Oh.
They got him down, they taped him to his seat, and he screamed, "Someone called 911" the whole way back to the airport. Unfortunately, they weren't far off the ground, or weren't that far off. Yeah, off of from the airport. And he said the Japanese police met them there when they landed again, and pulled back up to the gate, and came on the plane with a straitjacket.
Oh my God.
Japanese
still use
police do
them?
not fuck around. Oh yeah, Japanese police do not fuck around. Take it from me. I was over there. It was a long, long time ago. But the first lesson you learn is do not fuck with the Japanese police.
Wow.
most of them don't even carry guns. They just fuck you up with a stick. So yeah, you do not mess with the Japanese police. And they came rolling on a plane with a straitjacket. So the guy ended up getting uh, off the plane very quietly and without further altercation, I
Did he
guess I
make
should
it home yet?
say. I don't know. He has not. In fact, ANA was the name of the airlines, and they ANA is amazing. By the way, better than the three legacy carriers here in the United States. Then again, every foreign carrier is pretty much better than the three legacy carriers in the United States. It put him up in a hotel for free. They rebooked his flights for him for free, and he'll be home tomorrow.
Oh wow.
So, or actually, late this afternoon, he got home.
Hopefully it was uneventful.
It was very uneventful. I didn't get another Teams message, so it was good. So here's the kicker of it all: is now you can go on Google and search for that. It became an international news article.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's an international news.
You can find
55-year-old
anything.
American. Yep, 55-year-old American. I found it on Fox today, but it's also on several others. I was telling coworkers about it that are familiar with the coworker, and they're like, "Man, I can't believe he had to do that." And they like Google, and boop, there it is. There's the article. It's on all kinds of websites. 55-year-old man was drunk, who told the police that he had taken a sleeping pill. Come on, man. So yeah. So
He might have. He might have
yeah.
and drank. You know how that works out.
Oh yeah, like taking a whole handful of them. So that kind of behavior
Oh, I see it. Drunk
is
American bites flight attendant over Pacific.
there we go. That's the flight.
There it is. New York
I was
Daily
getting
News.
live action play by plays.
Oh, wow.
As that was happening, I was getting live action play by play. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
But so when you come to the United States, you get that type of behavior also to a certain extent. I mean, I don't recall a lot of biting. Mostly it's passengers fighting each other, or
Yeah,
just people being assholes and won't do what the flight crew tells them.
yeah,
You know, breaking news: if the flight crew doesn't want you on the plane, they're not going anywhere, and
yep,
you are.
yep.
So you need to listen. Can you tell me what two airlines this happens most frequently on?
JetBlue. All
Close. You're not far off.
right, Delta.
Very close.
Delta.
No,
No.
not a legacy carrier.
Okay. Oh, I don't know then.
All right. It's going to be Frontier
Okay.
and Spirit.
Oh, Spirit. Okay.
So by far, Spirit and Frontier have the most passenger incidents than any other airline carrier out there.
So
Why?
those are the ones we don't want to go on.
Yeah. And also, no coincidence, lowest passenger happy rate, whatever, satisfaction rating.
Happy rate.
Yeah. Happy rate. What's your happy rate? The
Oh,
lowest.
what's your happy rate?
I have the lowest. I have the lowest happy rate.
Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna put that on the webpage. Give us a happy rate.
Yeah. We have a new. How many happies do you give us? I want to scale of 1 to 10 happies. But yeah, so Spirit and Frontier dominate this market of passenger conflict. So, I mean, it's similar to Vegas because Vegas is a very inexpensive vacation
Yeah.
because chances are, right, you can get a direct flight here for pretty inexpensive because you get all these legacy carriers, or
Yeah.
not, pardon me, not the legacy carriers,
Yeah.
but all the discount carriers is what I should say.
Yeah.
Spirit, Frontier, Allegiant, JetBlue, all of these guys. There's some new ones that are popping up now. But you get a $49, $59. Yeah, and there's some new ones also coming out, like Breeze Airlines is a new discount airline. Which discount airlines? If I haven't talked about this, we should talk about this in some future bar talk, future podcast bar talk, about how discount airlines really aren't that cheaper than just a regular
Yes,
airline.
let's
And
talk
what's the
about that.
difference? Yeah, and what's the difference with experiences? So the experience makes a lot of difference, but if it turns out you're not paying any less for a discount airline, then why are you suffering through that?
Right.
Anyway, I'll put it on the list of shit to talk about later. But the whole idea of it was like Vegas is you get a fairly inexpensive hotel without having to go, to an offshore destination.
Hmm.
You get a fairly inexpensive flight. So there's the people that need to do that kind of thing to get a vacation. Are a bit more prone to conflict. I guess is the best way to say that.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense. I've never been
yeah,
to Vegas, so I'd rather go to a beach.
likewise. Well, in good news for you, if you ever do come to Vegas, Vegas has plenty of beach.
Good to know.
Yeah, there's beach everywhere,
Okay.
like everywhere. Beach all over the place. No
Like,
ocean.
you mean sand? Yeah, I was gonna say you mean
Yeah.
sand, not
No, there's
beach.
beach. There's just no no
No
ocean at all,
water.
but there's plenty of beach. Yeah.
No, no. See, I
So
like the
yeah,
water part too.
oh,
I'm not.
oh,
I'm not
oh,
so
oh,
fond of the sand.
oh! Now now you're changing it.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah. Yeah, I want the
there
ocean.
actually is water. There actually is water here. We have Lake Mead, and we have some lakes, and actually there's a few lakes in Las Vegas itself, and there's another lake in the Vegas metro area in southeast Vegas, or is it northwest? I don't know. But Lake Mead obviously is in the news a lot, and the Arizona, or pardon me, the Colorado River. So there's plenty of water, but it is kind of overrun with tourists. So,
Lake Mead. Is that
stay
the one
home.
that they filled that? That wasn't like a massive
They built
secret.
that's the Hoover Dam Lake.
I heard of a Lake Mead. I don't know where it was. It was on one of the podcasts
Yeah,
that I listened to, one of the true crime podcasts actually.
mm,
That they
that might have
filled
been it.
with water because they wanted the lake there, and there was houses that they covered up to fill it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hold on. Now I'm double checking my math on this.
I remember hearing about the Lake
Yeah.
Mead story.
Okay. So yeah, Hoover Dam did form Lake Mead. So we built Hoover Dam. So technically, it is a man-made lake,
Hmm.
and yeah, and so they can release water through the dam to drain it. But it's been kind of low because of the long-term drought, is what they're calling it. But really, what it is California sucking all the water out of it. So, but yeah, we had a great winter last year that filled it up a lot. But yeah, when it drained, it was the craziest thing because they found cars and houses and people and
Yeah,
bodies, all kinds of shit.
yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
were talking about on the show.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. But yeah. So we do have beaches and we do have water, but mostly just beaches. Mostly just stand. You could bring your towel out and lay down, put on sunscreen.
Nah,
115 degrees, lay
no,
out in
that's
the sun,
okay. A little too warm.
turn in, turn into people bacon.
Yeah.
So anyway, where were we going with that? I don't even remember. Oh
We're
yeah,
talking about flying.
Vegas
We're
and the
talking about
flights.
yeah,
Yeah, the flights.
flights. Yep.
So Spirit and Frontier, we'll wrap that up. The Spirit and Frontier are bad, and I'll bring it up in another podcast going forward. Why discount airlines really aren't discount airlines. And I mean, that's pretty valuable knowledge, especially if you're going on vacation trying to save a buck or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We can discuss what the best options are. What do you need to do in order to get the best plane ticket price? And I can talk you through that because I follow the aviation industry with some type of obsession. I'm kind of crazy with that.
Well, that's good to know. I'm going to hit you up when I need some airline tickets.
Absolutely, please do. I help people buy tickets quite a bit, and yeah, it's definitely helping save a buck. In fact, sometimes people are like, "I only want to spend $600, for example, for a round trip ticket." And if you work it right, you can get them into Delta or United Airlines first class round trip for that price.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there are sometimes where you can, if you know how to work, the shuffle a little bit, you can come out with some great deals. You just got to know what you're willing to spend and what days and flexibility. But we'll talk about that later. Yeah, it's a good subject. I think
Mm-hmm.
learn a lot from that.
Yeah,
So anyway, I understand you have a drunk or a kid.
I do. It's been a minute since we did that.
So it has. So just to refresh our listeners' memory, if she's going to tell me a story, and I have to guess if this person was completely shit hammered drunk when it happened, or if they were a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
It's a short one. I did a head
Okay.
dive in the shallow end of the pool and got a concussion. Was I drunk or a kid?
Oh man.
That's a
Oh,
hard one,
oh.
right?
It is because it's very generic,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what makes it hard because I've seen this happen to children before. So it's definitely plausible for that. And I would say drunk people, it could definitely happen to, especially like
Mm-hmm.
college and high school age. You get, a little bit loose with the alcohol for one of the first times that you get completely drunk and then you do stupid shit. But I'm gonna go kid on this one.
Nope. He was drunk.
Oh,
He
any
said
story behind it?
he said
Yeah.
he was drunk and it happened last year and now he has a nice scar in the middle of his forehead.
Ouch,
He
man.
doesn't say how
Well,
old he is, but
the bottom of that pool can be unforgiving because sometimes it has that little gritty stuff on it, so your feet don't slip.
mm-hmm.
Can't imagine if you went head first into that.
Mm.
You're lucky you didn't freaking end up paralyzed, man, because I've seen
Mm-hmm.
that happen too. Not fun. Not
Yeah,
fun at
we
all.
we saw somebody break their neck jumping off of a rope swing at a swimming hole.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Terrible, terrible
He's
luck.
he's okay. He was okay, but he broke his neck.
Oh, he's okay, but he
He's
broke his.
okay.
Wait, what? Hold
He
on a
he
minute. What?
lived. He lived. He broke his neck. He had to wear that, that collar thing, that ring
Yeah.
collar. He had to wear that for months,
Yeah, the cone of shame.
but he lived. I mean,
Oh man.
everybody called an
You were
ambulance.
like, I gotta call you out on that though, Tony. You were like, yeah,
He's okay.
he was okay. He broke
He was
his neck though.
okay. He broke his neck though. I mean, he lived. I mean, people break their neck and die.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
oh my god. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I suppose. No, he's good. No, he's good. He can't taste anything.
I don't know if he can.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Oh, I had to call you out on that though. All right, so New York versus if just to remind you, Tony has a list of all the states we've done already, but I got a random state generator online, and I'm gonna pick a random state, and then we're gonna compare our knowledge between New York, which is where we both grew up, and half of us currently live, and a random state that hopefully we know something about, or even
Hopefully.
know apparently where it is, unlike me, who apparently is extremely geographically challenged. So that's half of the
Okay.
fun of this. And it is completely ad lib and made up. And pick a state. And Washington. Did we do Washington?
We did do Washington. 2
Okay,
weeks
I can
ago,
remember
actually,
that.
or 2 shows ago, I should say.
How about Idaho?
No, we have not done
Okay.
Idaho.
All right. So I have never been.
Me neither.
Have you ever been to Idaho? No.
No, I know somebody that lives there though,
Likewise.
and when he lived
In
here,
fact,
his nickname was Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho.
You gotta make the joke. You have to make the joke. There's just
Yeah.
no getting around that. You gotta make the joke. All right. When I moved to Vegas, I stayed at somebody's house in their back room, and I basically rented a room from them until my wife could wrap up everything back where we were living and load up the truck and come out and move out with me. So I was here for about 6 or 7 months on my own. I ended up renting a room from these people who were from Idaho. They were huge Boise State college football fans, which was fun. They were super, super, super nice. I mean, like nicer than vanilla ice cream and sliced bread. They were just like, I don't know, they like the Christmas painting nice. I
Oh,
don't even know if that makes sense.
I see
But
what you mean.
well, I'll tell you what, because okay, quick sidebar.
Hmm.
When I was looking for a room to rent, I started quickly understanding of how sketchy this was going to be and how I could have definitely ended up in an unusually poor situation. One of the ads that I came across said that we have a room that we want to rent out for so many bucks a month. I forget, but he's like, one thing is you have to be completely comfortable with nudity. We're nudists.
Oh,
Yeah. So imagine meeting a couple of guys who live in their house and basically they carry a towel around everywhere, you hope, because they're just walking around naked all the time.
well, if they're nudists, they probably don't carry towel. Hate to break that to you, but
Well, I would hope they would.
I doubt it.
So,
So they are not Norman Rockwell people. As you
no.
talk about the
Well,
Christmas paintings.
yeah. Yeah. That's what I was going for, Rockwell. Thank you. This is at the other end of the spectrum. And I could have ended up there, but
Yeah,
instead
you
I
could.
ended up with a sweet Idaho couple
Aren't you
who
happy?
God fearing. Oh my gosh, it could have been so much worse. And I hate using that statement because it always could have been worse, but no matter what, it could have been worse. But they were so just super nice. So that's what I know. And they used to always go back there. They had family there. I know it snows a lot. I know it's colder than shit. And I don't know of anything else. The state is
Potatoes.
potato state, right?
Yeah,
The fucking
potatoes.
potato state.
That's all I know
That's
about
it.
it.
That's all I know.
That's all I know too.
People are nice. I mean, if I had to move there just for a people and relationship, great. Okay, no problem. But you know what? Fuck that snow shit, man. They don't have anything remarkable there except for potatoes. But
It covers 2
no,
time zones.
does it?
That's what it says on the internet. So
Oh,
there's
here.
it's yeah, I just looked it up real quick. I don't know
Oh,
I don't know anything about it. So
I don't know anything either.
it's referred to as
Just
the
learn.
gem state. You can find
Oh,
72 types of precious stones in the state. I didn't know that.
holy crap. Me neither.
Yeah, I
Today
just
I
learned
learned.
that.
That's why we do this segment to educate ourselves as well as our listeners.
It also
Oh,
is the lentil capital of the world.
who the hell would have known that's even a thing?
Right?
Hey, hey, at the start of this episode, Tony, who's the lentil capital of the world?
Yeah. So this one is
I don't
interesting.
fucking know.
It's also known for having one of the largest hops farms in the United States. Didn't know
Oh,
that either.
well, if you like beer, you gotta like Idaho then. There you go.
Yeah, and there's a mountain time zone and Pacific time zone.
That's interesting. I
Uh,
thought with that one wall side of the state, they have one side that's like completely straight for the entire length
The
of
bottom.
the state.
That's the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Weird that would
Well, I
be
think
like
the one.
the order for it.
Yeah,
Is that Montana? I don't even remember. Anyway, I know I'm going with New York, man. There's just
yeah.
not enough there to support life.
I don't like potatoes that much.
Yeah, mashed potatoes with garlic in them. That's a win. But
I
that was
made
getting old.
potato soup for dinner tonight. I did. I made
Oh, nice,
homemade cream of potato soup tonight. It came out really good.
nice. So in Idaho, weird alcohol laws. Speaking of, this is gonna be like the weird law episode. How many happies you're gonna give us? Okay, so infused alcohol is alcohol in which botanicals such as fruit or spices have been soaked. Although very popular, they are illegal in Idaho. Both infusions and barrel aged cocktails are illegal in the state.
Barrel aged cocktails. Yeah.
Yeah. In Twin Falls, you can buy a rifle on election day, but you can't buy a shot of liquor.
On election day,
Yeah,
you can't
a
drink on
shot
election
of your
day.
favorite
On
spirit. No,
election
you
day.
can't buy a shot.
A shot.
Yeah, you can't buy a shot.
Oh, so you can buy a beer. You can't buy a shot.
I guess it just says you can't buy a shot. So
That's
that's all I'm going to
so
assume.
weird.
So that's Idaho. So yeah, I'm definitely going to New York on this one. There's just more character, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I gotta close out with a quote, and then we'll do all the good stuff about our, what do they call that? Our public links and crap. Uh,
Our
William
social
Shakespeare.
media.
Our socials.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give out our socials. I'm such an influencer. All right. William Shakespeare. Shakespeare said, quote, "I pray you do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than vows made in wine."
Hmm. Vows made in
Ooh,
wine. I like that.
Shakespeare. That is deep, man. I love it.
That's my favorite quote that you've read so far.
Yeah, William Shakespeare. There's your next tattoo, Tony.
Yeah, I'm not done with my tattoo yet. See, when we do the video recording, you can see my tattoo.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna open up a whole new thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna open up then we're talking about is coming through to video podcasting like the rest of the world. We need to get caught up with technology, and this is my fault right now. This is on
I'm
me. I'm
ready.
taking responsibility for this.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I need to get. I don't have the influencer lighting. I don't have any of the fancy shit.
Geez.
I got a microphone, a decent microphone that I got to get working. Doesn't work right now, which means I got to have time to spend on it. I'm going out of town this weekend, so it's not going to be this weekend, unfortunately.
Okay.
So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be doing video podcasting, so I get to make eye contact with you directly for dominance. And I think that's about it. So our website, our email is talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Tales of a smalltownbartender@gmail.com. I should probably read that slower. Talesofasmalltownbartender.com is our website. Our YouTube channel, which hopefully we'll start using pretty soon, once again my fault, is at Toast Bartender. And then if you want to put some gas in Tony's tank for this podcast, put some gas in the show's tank, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/toastb, TOASTB. That's Tales of a Small Town Bartender. Buymeacoffee.com/toastb. I love that. That's my favorite link ever.
Also,
But really,
let me
what
say
do you
one
got?
thing. We want you guys to
Absolutely.
send us stories of Valentine's Day went wrong stories. That's what we want to
Oh,
hear.
that's right. Yeah, we brought that up last week.
We want to hear Valentine's
Uh,
Day went wrong stories. Send
yeah,
them to
Valentine's Day, even. Go ahead.
send them to us. Email them or on the
Yeah,
website, either or.
bad breakups will be good.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta think about it. I gotta have a bad breakup in there somewhere. Oh, I do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this is gonna get good. Let's see. I'm gonna make a note of this so I can. Okay. All right. Yeah, bad breakups because Valentine's Day is coming in a month. That's about. I think that's about it for me. What about you?
That's it.
So thanks again for listening, everybody. Really appreciate you stopping by and cruising along with us through this episode. It's been great. It's been fun. It's even been great fun. So for Tales of a Small Town Bartender, I'm Sean.
I'm Tony. Have a good night. I had to
Have
say
a have
it.
a
I had to
have
say
a
it.
good thing. Have a good
Have a
thing,
good
everybody.
have a good your time.
Have a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Be good to each other. There
Yeah,
we go.
there we go.
I'm gonna start going with that.
Okay.
See now, because you listened to this late, you just heard a new trend. I'm gonna say, be good to each other. To each other. Don't get shit faced drunk and punch each other. Yeah, okay. See, that's a
Yeah.
frontier. There we go.
Or bite.
You can email us at talesofasmalltownbartender@gmail.com. Check our socials. Facebook, facebook.com/talesofasmalltownbartender. Instagram, instagram.com/talesofasmalltownbar/. TikTok, @talesofabartender. Buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/toastbee.